Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Fired Up Life Cake Sugar Challenge, day 5. Today is day 5. I am Lisa Lupo, and for those of you who don't know me, I am one of the admins in this group, one of the people helping facilitate this challenge that we're running and support all of you. So I'm hopping on, I'm gonna be doing, hey Jesse, I'm gonna be doing a live every Sunday night through the entire 60-day challenge. Hi guys, thanks for hopping on. And I'm gonna be offering some just different tips, some things that you can be thinking about over the course of this challenge. So we're gonna come up against a lot of different things. Oftentimes we're making lifestyle changes. If you have weight loss goals, if you're really looking to make some radical changes in your life, we can come up against some resistance. We can come up against some deception, some negative self-talk, some doubt, some fear. All of that stuff comes up when we go to make lifestyle changes, right? And a lot of times we notice that with nutrition because some of our eating habits can be emotionally driven, right? And I posted something in the group the other day about physical hunger versus emotional hunger, and what does that look like, right? And we all kind of know when we're stressed out or we had a bad day or whatever, sometimes we crave sugar or we crave chips or crackers or that kind of thing, right? So really paying attention to that kind of stuff and being mindful of what's going on up here before you take action, because we operate a lot of times on autopilot, right? And we just do, and I do this all the time. This is something that I'm working on, is just things that I say and things that I do, and I'm operating on autopilot without thinking first. So there are so many opportunities for us through this challenge to break some old bad habits that we've had for years and years, and start to really move in the direction that we want to go. Yes, this is about, our low carb challenge. We have amazing products. All of that is great, but we want long-term success for you guys, and long-term success requires changing the mind, and we're really working on how we show up, and our behaviors and our thoughts and our self-talk. All of that stuff is so important. So as you guys are hopping on, hi Bruce, hi Deb, hi Mark, hi Pagonia, hi you guys, so glad to see you all. Hi Linda. So I'm gonna go through, let's see, I have 7 different topics that I'm gonna cover tonight. And they're gonna start out with just basic things that I wanna give you guys as reminders, but then we're gonna get a little bit deeper into some of the stuff that I want you guys to work on. We're heading into the second week. It's only day 5, so we started last Wednesday. So some people are still joining us. We've made this available, this challenge open until the 8th. So if you have friends or someone watching right now that wants to join, you can still join us. There's still time to join. So first thing I want to cover is preparing your environment. So I mentioned this in a post that I did when we first kicked off the challenge. And what does that mean, preparing your environment? It means looking through your cabinets, looking through your purse, your bag, maybe your office drawer at work, and looking to see, do I have little snacks, even little mints or little candies or little snacky items that you have around the house that maybe you're subconsciously drawn to, right? Or you have your kids' snacks or things like that that maybe you eat every once in a while. So the best thing you can do is, number 1, eliminate that stuff as much as you can. If you get it out of your house, throw it away, give it to someone, or if it's something that is for a family member of yours, put it somewhere different so that your autopilot, your automatic, go to that cupboard and look for it, is that habit is broken, okay? You'd have to go an extra step to try to find it, right? Which will break that habit. So move the ice cream, hide it behind something, get rid of the crackers, chips, cookies, all of that stuff, any junk food, candy, anything. If you're doing the low carb or the keto, obviously we want to eliminate or decrease our carbohydrate intake, our sugar intake. So anything that's going to be high in carbs, high in sugar, we want to just be mindful of that stuff. Don't put it in a cabinet that's going to be easy for you to grab, okay? So that's number 1 with preparing your environment, planning ahead, knowing, we have to know that we're going to have stressful days. We're going to have days where we feel like giving up. We're going to have days where we're like, screw it, it's just one day. I'm going to just eat this cookie or eat this bag of cookies or whatever, and I'll get back on track tomorrow. Well, while that's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, it is a big deal when you're trying to break habits, because what you do consistently and what you continue to do to build those habits is going to work on your mindset. It's going to help with your mind. So it's not always about the physical action of eating the thing and what it's going to do. It's about your mind and having that willpower and building those new habits to take long term, right? So it's like, can you do this? Do you have the physical power and the mental power to do this and to say no to things that you know aren't going to serve you long term? And that right there is a huge accomplishment, just being able to do that. So prepare your environment. Next, setting your goals. So share below if you guys have already done some of these things. I know we were on day 5, so some people have already done them. Some people are just joining us and maybe haven't started. Make sure you're setting goals and make sure that you're writing them down, you guys. There's a difference between setting a goal and just saying it to yourself or in your head or to your spouse or whatever. Oh, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this month or this year or whatever, or I'm going to, whatever your goal is. There's a difference between just saying it and actually physically writing it down, okay? And having a written goal that you actually look at and you view and you're specific with it. So it's not enough to just say, I want to lose weight, right? It's not enough just to say, I want to feel good or I want to, whatever. Don't be general. Be very specific with what it is that you want to accomplish. Write it out and look at it every single day. Get in the habit of every morning. Look at your, if you have a journal, look at your journal and read what is it that you're working towards, because it's going to help keep it in the front of your mind every day. Writing them down, getting emotionally connected to your goals and your reason why. So I did some coaching with our previous company that we were with. We were really big into nutrition challenges like this, and we did a lot of coaching around this kind of stuff. And one of the things that I was really big into coaching my customers on was understanding that, you know, when you have a goal, let's just say, I'm going to give an example. You have a goal that you want to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds or whatever, right? Let's just say you want to lose 30 pounds. It's not just about the 30 pounds, right? And those of you that have weight loss goals can relate to this. It's not just about the physical 30 pounds that you're carrying around that's excess, right? And again, I'm just using this as an example. It's about what that 30 pounds is preventing you from doing in your life. It's about what that 30 pounds is doing to you mentally, is doing to your family because of how you operate, because you're not happy, right? So it's not just the 30 pounds, it's all of the things that are affected in your life by the excess weight or how you feel about the excess weight, right? Because again, it's not about the scale. It's not about the number. So what I encourage people to do is look at that. When you say, I want to lose 30 pounds, or you know somebody that has this goal, the question that I would say is, tell me more about that 30 pounds. Why 30 pounds? What is it preventing you from doing, right? And it may take a while for someone to think about, what is it preventing me from doing? Well, here's some examples of things that I've heard from people in the past. So, well, I don't have the energy that I used to have. I feel more tired, and when I come home from work, I just want to lay on the couch, right? And I say, okay, tell me more about that. Why is that hard? Why is that hard for you? Why is that emotionally a tough thing? Well, because my kids want to play, and I see them like, mommy, or daddy, play with me. I want to, they want me to get down on the floor and play with them, and I can't. I don't have the energy. I don't want to. I don't feel good. Or maybe they say something like, when we go to the park, I'm self-conscious to play with the kids at the park because I'm heavy or I'm overweight or whatever, right? We have all these different reasons, all these different things that happen for us around our being self-conscious or insecure, right? And so thinking about what are the real reasons that you're not living your life to the fullest related to this weight, and dig those up and really find out what they are and find out where those pain points are, because that's where you're going to have a breakthrough, is when you can identify why you're suffering, why you're hurting, right? And how this is affecting your life. I've had people say to me, it's affecting my marriage because I'm not secure. I'm self-conscious, right? That's a huge thing, right? That's a big emotional thing for someone that really doesn't have anything to do with the scale. It has to do with their belief in themselves and their confidence in themselves, and it's affecting their relationships, right? So identify what that is for you. Really look at it. If you do have a weight loss goal, or you're somebody who has set different goals year after year, and for some reason you're not accomplishing them, right? And you find yourself falling off track. You find yourself getting a couple months into the new year and you're like, I even forgot what my goal is. screw it, you know, and you just kind of slowly go back to your regular habits, right? If that's you, then I would encourage you to do this same thing and look at, why do you have the goals you have? You want to have more energy. You want to age more gracefully. You want to be able to do a certain thing in the gym. Whatever it is, why? Identify why and get very specific until it moves you as to why you want to make that change. Because when we attach an emotional reason to this, it's going to become much more powerful and you're going to be way more connected to it. Okay. So the next one is taking photos, right? So this is not for you to post in the group. This is not that you have to send it in to us. We're not even going to base our final prize on photos, because we really want this to be more about you making healthy habits and moving in the direction you want to go. It may or may not have anything to do with your physical body, right? It may be mindset, it may be more internal, it may be that you just want to get yourself back into a healthy routine of cutting the sugar out. Whatever it is for you, we're not focusing in on the pictures, but we want you to take a picture because your body will change, right? Especially if you're on the gel, especially if you're using our Keto Gen 4 or KG4 product, and then the Keto Day and Keto Night that's coming. Your body will change, right? And you're not going to see the little small changes that happen in the decrease in body fat and you know, you're going to have more definition in your body. You're going to be able to see your jawline a little better. You're going to see reduction in inflammation and puffiness and that kind of thing. That kind of stuff is really important to see and notice when you take the photos. So take a before picture, and then do an after picture at the end of the 60 days. And again, it can be just for you. Okay, but it's a good way to document your progress. You can also do measurements if you're somebody that has some specific weight loss goals, or let's say you want to get into a certain size of pants or whatever it is, measurements are great too. Okay, next is having a conversation with your family. So this is a big one, you guys, because especially for people who are really having trouble eliminating certain foods, right? They have an addiction. This is me prior to getting involved in nutrition and health and fitness and my whole journey around health and fitness, which was many years ago. Before I got introduced to that world, I was a total sugar addict. I was eating candy every day. I had very bad habits around food. And so I understand how hard it is when you're trying to break a bad habit, and you have people around you that aren't supporting your goals, right? Who are kind of on their own little plan, and they're not really understanding that it's hard for you. So if you're somebody who has a weight loss goal, or you have a real addiction to carbohydrates, you're finding it that you're a stress eater or anything like that, have a conversation with your family, your spouse, your kids if they're a little bit older, your roommates, whoever you live with, whoever it is that supports you in your life. Sit down with them and say, hey, I know I've said the last many years that I've had these goals and I've not met them. And, you know, this year I'm really, really committed and I'm very serious about this. I have a support group. I have a bunch of people that are doing this with me, and I really want to make some powerful changes in my life. And I need your support, right? And you're not asking them to do it with you, okay? You're not asking them, hey, come join this group and do these products. And if you have a spouse that's not into what we're doing, that's okay. But ask them to support you as their spouse or as their family member. And how they can do that is they can be encouraging. They can notice when you're having a hard day and say, you're doing awesome, right? We have a woman in here that sent me a picture. Her husband made her a journal. And on the front of the journal, he wrote, you got this, or you can do this, I'm so proud of you, or something like that. She posted it in the group. That's a supportive spouse, right? So that's how your spouse or your family members can support you. If you don't have somebody like that in your life, please reach out to us and let us be that for you. And we'll support you if you're having a tough time, okay? But have a conversation with the people around you and let them know what you're doing, because you know, they could be clueless, right? They could be walking in the house with a bag of chips and cookies and ice cream and whatever, and not realize that while that might be funny, it's a challenging thing for somebody that is really trying to make some serious changes. So you just have that conversation. I'm asking for your support. If you could please just understand that I'm trying to break some of these habits I have, and I would love for you to support me. That's it, right? Just have an honest conversation. Next up is setbacks. Okay, so I have two more things. These next ones are a little bit more deeper. I'm gonna give you guys some questions to ask yourself throughout the next week and many weeks, and you can kind of refer back to this stuff. But Setbacks, challenges, frustrations, self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors that you have that might come up. Remember that these seem like challenges. They seem like hard situations. They seem like unfair, right? Sometimes things happen and it's unfair or it's really frustrating. And I want to invite you to look at these opportunities, look at this as opportunities to learn and grow. So instead of looking at it as, this sucks, this is hard, this isn't how I wanted this to go. You know, maybe you have a setback, maybe you have a really bad day or something happens that's really frustrating for you, you fall off track. So instead of getting down on yourself and beating yourself up and going to guilt, shame, judgment of yourself, I want to invite you to look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow, because that's really what this is all about. You're breaking old habits, your old subconscious mind, your old ways of being and habits that you've had, ways that you've thought, ways that you've acted and things that you've done. Those are all things that we really want to kind of shift, right? So give yourself a break, give yourself grace, and know that all of this stuff is just an opportunity for you to make a shift, right? And to move in a new direction. So try to look at those setbacks or those challenges with kind of more with curiosity, like, this is interesting. Why is this happening? Let me think about why this is coming up for me, right? And oftentimes there's a lesson there or there's a gift there in something bad happening or something negative that you perceive to be negative happening actually can sometimes send you in a new path and help you, right? So look at these situations as an opportunity to grow. Be curious instead of judgmental, and just welcome new, right? Welcome new and welcome growth, because that's a huge part of this whole process anytime you're changing your habits, okay? The last thing I'm going to cover is, and these are the kind of questions that I'm going to give you, and this is really more for people who are very much focused on losing weight, okay? You really want to drop weight. You have a weight loss goal, you have a fat loss goal, or you have some really, really tough things going on for you. You're having a really hard time. Maybe it's mentally, maybe it's with your energy, whatever. You might have something really, really serious going on in your life and you really want to move. You really want to move this, right? And you want to be in a better place. So I'm gonna first off start with, if you have a weight loss goal, I want to really highly encourage you to stay off the scale. Okay, I know that's hard for people. I know it's something that we associate as progress when we get on the scale and we weigh ourselves every week. I just want to invite you to shift your thinking just a little bit around the scale, because the number, again, as I mentioned earlier, the number really doesn't matter. Okay, nobody really cares what you weigh, right? What the number is. It's really more about how you feel. Right? It's how you feel in your body. It's how you feel when you put your clothes on. It's how your energy is when you wake up. It's all of those other things, right? And the body weight goal, yes, that's a way that we can measure whether we're moving towards our goals or not. But when you're making changes to your body and you're making changes to your lifestyle, your weight is going to fluctuate. Things are going to change. Your body's making changes, your hormones are changing. There's all sorts of things going on that if you're weighing yourself every single week and you're expecting to see something different and you're waiting, you're praying and you're hoping, all you're doing is creating a lot of stress in the body, and you're not living in a place of faith and just letting go and allowing the process to happen. Because losing weight, changing your diet, changing your body, changing your mind, all of those things don't happen overnight. They don't happen in a week. They don't happen in 2 weeks. It takes many, many weeks and months and consistency working on those things, right? So think about where you are now and how long maybe it took you to get from, maybe where you were happy to now you're in a place where you want to change some things. How long did it take you to get out of shape or to gain the weight that you gained? Take a look at that and then be realistic about how long does it take to shift in a new direction, right? So I had a couple people reach out to me, and I completely understand this, okay? Because we have been conditioned through society, we have been conditioned to think that the scale is important, that the scale is a really important way to track your progress. And I just want to, again, say, I'm going to ask you to put that aside, put the scale away, weigh yourself halfway through the challenge and weigh yourself at the end of the challenge. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, so here's some questions. I had a couple people reach out to me, and I had 2 people actually reach out to me and say something like this. I've been following the plan. I lowered my carbs. I'm drinking lots of water. It's been a week. I haven't lost any weight. What am I doing wrong? Okay, so when someone says that to me after 5 days, I want to say, okay, hold on, like just take a deep breath. And when I get a message like that, I know that that person is like this. They are gripping so tightly onto, I have to lose this weight. I have to see a change on the scale. I have to see something move. I need to see something that shows me that I'm making progress, right? And they're desperate, and they're in this place of not allowing, right? They're gripping onto it so tightly. So the type of energy that we're sending out and the type of energy that we're operating with throughout the day, when that's how we feel and that's what's in our mind, is one of stress and resistance, right? It's not going to invite ease. It's not going to lower stress in the body, which is actually going to help you lose weight, right? So I have a series of questions that I ask people when someone says to me, the scale isn't moving. I automatically say, okay, if you can answer all of these questions and check all of these boxes, then I think we should go maybe and have you get your blood work done, and let's see if you have anything going on with your thyroid or anything like that, okay? But if you can't check off all these boxes, then I want you to focus on these areas that are really, really important, that are more important than the scale, okay? So the first one is, how do you feel? Okay, how do you feel? So the scale isn't moving. It's been 5 days. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Okay, how's your energy? How are you sleeping? Are you getting a good night's sleep? Are you on the gel? If you're not on the gel, get on the gel, okay? The gel is going to help you get that REM sleep. Even if you're doing the keto challenge, the gel is hugely important as we age. If you're over 30, your hormones have changed, your human growth hormone has dropped, you're going to have issues with sleep. It's just kind of what happens as we get older, right? So sleep disturbances, if you have insomnia, if you're struggling falling asleep, if you're not getting good REM sleep where you're dreaming and having vivid dreams, then chances are that is an issue for you, and that's going to affect weight loss. Okay, so are you sleeping? How are you feeling? How is your energy? Do you notice anything different with your energy since you've been doing lower carb or cutting out the sugar? How are your clothes fitting? This is a huge one. I always want to tell people, put the scale away, and I want you to 100% focus on how your clothes fit. When you put your clothes on, we all know when we put our clothes on, those pants, that certain shirt, or whatever it is, we know how it fits us, right? And we know exactly the places where we're like, ooh, this doesn't feel good. And we know when we put those things on when our body is changing, even if it's a little bit, right? So how are your clothes fitting? How is your attitude and your mindset? Are you waking up every day going, oh my God, I hope I lost weight today. Today better be the day. I better see a change on the scale. Or I'm doing so good. Why am I not seeing progress? You know, if you're in that mindset, that's not helping you. Okay. So take a look at your mindset and your attitude that you're bringing every single day. Are you practicing gratitude for this body that you have? Because you're blessed, right? If you're on here, if you've purchased products, if you have Wi-Fi, you have a community supporting you, you have a roof over your head, you have so many things to be grateful for. You have a body that allows you to experience this life, right? And enjoy life and move and be physical and all of these things. So are you practicing gratitude for the body that you have? Because guess what? Until we are grateful for what we have, we're not going to attract more into our life, right? So if we're not grateful for this body and all that it does for us every single day, then you're not welcoming change. You're not welcoming a healthier version of you, right? So gratitude is so important, you guys, every day. Okay, the other questions I have, are you exercising? Or if you can't exercise, if you can't go to the gym and do workouts, are you moving your body daily? Are you getting outside and walking or doing something physical to create movement in the body and blood flow, right? It's actually really good for your mind too. Do you have negative self-talk? Do you find yourself saying, I don't know if I can do this. This is hard. I've set the same goal year after year after year. I'm never going to reach it. If you have these types of things going on in your mind, negative self-talk, self-doubt, self-sabotage, all of those things you got to take a look at. And again, if you're looking at the scale and you're saying, why is the scale not moving? Check all of these boxes first. Check yourself on your self-talk. Check yourself on your exercise. All these other things that I'm listing. Can you check those boxes off? And are you working on those things? And until you are, you can't worry about the weight on the scale, because there's so many other factors. There's so many other things that are going to affect your goal, your progress. Are you stressed out? Are you overly stressed out? Are you dealing with financial stress, job stress, marital stress, family stress, stress from the holidays, stress from life in general? Do you have a lot of stress in your life and you're having trouble managing it? That's going to inhibit your ability to change your life, to change your body, okay? So how can you address stress? Meditation, gratitude, going for a walk, putting the phone down and going. Chris and I go and take our dog to the park. Sometimes we do have our phones with us to take pictures of her, but being present, being outside, and just getting away from the noise for a little bit, okay? That can help with stress. Meditation is another big one. Do you really believe that you can achieve your goal? So again, you might say, I got this. This year, I'm doing it. This year, I'm going to accomplish this goal. But you may lay down your head at night and start in with the self-sabotage, with the, I don't know if I can really do this. I don't think I have what it takes. This is too hard, right? So your beliefs that have been ingrained in you a lot of times since childhood, right? Think back to some things maybe that you grew up around, some limiting beliefs that you have about yourself that are still here as an adult, right? And they stem from way back when we were little. We picked up things that we heard our parents say. We heard our parents talk about how hard it was to lose weight, or we heard our parents talk about food a certain way, or maybe our family had certain traditions around foods, right? And we've been ingrained to believe certain things, right? So we have to look at all of those limiting beliefs and identify them. And we all have them, right? We all have stuff going on. So if you don't really believe, if you ask yourself and you really don't believe that you can do this, then I want to invite you to take a look at some beliefs that you have about yourself and try to identify where they stem from. Go back to when you were a kid. What did you hear your parents saying, or what were you around when it came to health, nutrition, money, body image? What was the stuff that you heard, that you learned, that has to do with your weight, that has to do with working out, again, nutrition, anything related to what we're doing? And take a look at those things and say, this is where this stems from. And I can let it go now because it's not serving me anymore. So until we identify what it is, it's going to keep operating in our life. It's going to stay in our mind, and it's going to keep running, right? But if we can identify it and say, okay, I realize where this comes from, I can bless and release it, and I can move forward now and start some new goals, start some new habits. So identify what those are and try to work on, instead of working on focusing on the scale and focusing on the number, focus on your mindset and focus on your attitude and how you're showing up every single day. And then again, pay attention to how your clothes are fitting. That's going to be the biggest one especially for weight loss, okay, or for fat loss. So those are my tips for you guys for week 1. We're heading into week 2. And again, we still have opportunity for people to join. If you want to join in, the challenge is actually going to be closed officially on the 8th. So if you're interested in jumping on with us, doing low carb or keto, most people are doing low carb, I believe, basically cutting out the sugar and just being more conscious of what we're putting in our bodies. We do have, if you're new and you're watching this, we do have some incredible products that we're using as support for this challenge. So if you're interested, comment below. We'll get you some more information, or the person who invited you into this group will get you some more information. And we'll be doing another giveaway. So we did a giveaway, Jesse did a giveaway on Wednesday, and Peggy ended up winning that awesome Drink to Shrink shaker cup, which I love. It's my favorite. We'll be doing another one on this coming Wednesday. So every week we'll be doing a little mini challenge in the group. We invite you guys to participate, be part of it. Share in the group what's going on. Share how you're doing. It doesn't always have to be about food and about cutting out the sugar and whatnot. It can be about breakthroughs you're having around your mindset, your self-talk, some of the stuff that I talked about. Share it in the group, because the more engaged you are, the more you're going to help other people. The more engaged you are, the more committed you're going to be to this 60-day challenge. And then, of course, the rest of the year to your goals. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys on my next live. I may be popping in again sometime during the week, but have an awesome start to the week, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.